Welcome, Miss Anita Reddy.
Thank you.
This is for the listeners, I am saying. With me now in the hot seat is Miss Anita Reddy, founding trustee of ours, Association for Voluntary Action and Services. She won the coveted Namma Bengaluru of the Year award last year. She is also a Padma Shri awardee.
Can we start from she won the...
With me now in the hot seat is Miss Anita Reddy, the founding trustee of ours, Association for Voluntary Action and Services. She won the coveted Namma Bengaluru of the Year award last year. She is also a Padma Shri awardee. Like any other rich woman, hailing from the family that runs the famous Nutrient Sweets business, she could have led a comfortable and luxurious life. But she didn't. She took to social work and has been working for the last 30 years amidst the poor, particularly those living in slums, helping them in housing, education, livelihood. She is a source of great inspiration. Welcome, Miss Reddy.
Thank you so much.
Miss Reddy, what motivated you or inspired you to start ours?
Well, things just happened. It really goes back, I believe, to my childhood years. And I would think it goes back to a couple of influences mainly. One, seeing my father build up the nutrient confectionery the way he did, and the fact that there was a great sense of equality in what was happening around me. So the family of factory workers, the labor, and my father, who grew ultimately to become its chairman, were all one. And that was a source of inspiration as a natural part of growing up. And the second one is the influence the school I went to at a very young age, Rishi Valley, had on me. I went into a boarding school. I was very young since there was no proper education in our towns. And for the good part of my life till I was 14 years, I think Rishi Valley had an immense influence in the fact that there was a Jiddu Krishnamurti philosophy that was behind the running of the school. And as a young child, one may not have grasped that as a philosophy, but one could feel the pulse of being free, to be a liberated individual in the midst of nature, to grow amongst those hilly surroundings and mingle with the villages and the people who worked with us in the hostels. And I still remember Papama or Venkatesh or Gopal, the bell ringer, all of them who came from the Tettu village of potters or the Angalu village in the neighborhood. And these naturally lent themselves to molding our early years, our early thinking. And I knew that there was a lot of giving around me, and that giving could not be taken for granted. And as a child, one felt the affection of people who were not part of your life otherwise, but who could really show you what a true sense of giving was. So that was, I think, the beginning. And in that environment, if one heard Kennedy saying that ask not what you can do, but what the country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country, it just stuck in one's head. Or if you heard Swami Vivekananda say, awake, arise and stop not till the goal is reached, it just stuck in your head. Or if you saw Lal Bahadur Shastri's life end so suddenly and that he could resign when the railway accident happened, it just stuck in your head. So there were things around you that were very naturally beginning to influence your thinking. And there was, again, friends who allowed you to be who you are, your teachers who nurtured your potential. So all of this initially made me believe that nothing made me believe that we were born into riches, that the riches existed around us very clearly. And that came as a natural foundation to this feeling of service.
Miss Anita Reddy, if we had not taken this path, you would have been a successful woman entrepreneur of India.
I don't know how we quantify what a successful woman entrepreneur of the country is, but I do know that there could never have been any other path for me. From when I was very young, and my friends who meet me today tell me that you're one of the few people we know who pursued what you used to talk about or dream about, and that I never really consciously dreamt about being a social worker, but I knew that I would want to go. And Gandhiji is saying that we wipe every tear from every eye stuck with one. Just small quotations here and there, but they remained. And I was fortunate when at the age of 15, between my schooling years and getting into college, which also had a great influence, the Women's Christian College also had its share of influence on me. And the 6 months between school and college, when Dad let me be who I could be and allowed me to go into villages around Chittoor area, And I could just do anything at the age of 14 and a half and 15. And I had to look after a child who was crippled from Vizag, who had written to my father saying that if you give me a little support, I know I can go far. And Dad said, take care of her. And I went to Andhra Mahila Sabha with her, and Vijay Lakshmi, I remember her, had immense amount of courage and strength, and that stoic attitude made me feel that it's just a little bit of reaching out and you could really make people get back on their feet. So small instances sparking off from younger age helped one, and therefore there was never a looking back on this or never a calculated decision to go into this field of work or in any other field at all.